All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Paddles on the Patio. Once again, we are inside and not on the patio. I just like the name Paddles on the Patio. It just sounds real catchy, so I like that. So tonight we're going to be talking about this guy right here, the Corribo. Now, I know a lot of you probably have not heard of Corribo paddles. They're relatively new, small company on the market, and I think they're going to do some good things in the future. For now, all they have is this paddle, and we're going to talk about this one. But let's do a little musical intro to begin the show on a bad note. No pun intended. So, I thought maybe we would do something to honor someone we just lost yesterday. Tom Petty, one of the great singer-songwriters that we've had ever. Great American songwriter. And just a shame that he left us so early, but he's got a lot of great music that will go on forever. That's the nice thing about being a musician. You live forever in history in your music. And Tom Petty certainly had many, many great songs. But this is one of my favorites, and let's do a little bit of this just to, in his honor, Tom Petty. She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses and a boyfriend too. Now I'm free. There we go, Tom Petty. We will never forget you, Tom. I know he's free falling out there right now with all the other great rock and roll artists. And I hate to start the show on a kind of a solemn note, but what a great artist. He left us with a lot of music that will keep everybody happy for a long time. So let's get to tonight's paddle review and talk about the Corribo. Now, the Corribo is a small family-owned business. This is their first and only paddle that they have come out with. This paddle is USA approved, USAPA approved, and it was sent to me by the owner, Bogdan Tanasa. Hope I said his name right. Bogdan Tanasa. He's from Romania. So really nice guy, super helpful. Let's talk about first the look of the paddle. As you can see, the graphics are really sharp. Well, red, I guess that's some kind of design there. Same design on both sides with the Corribo emblem at the bottom there. Black background, nice rubber edge guard, kind of on the thin side the paddle is, and just a sharp looking paddle. I mean, you could spot this out on the court. You know, if you're like me, you like a nice sharp looking paddle. You don't want something, I mean, there's so many paddles out there. Why wouldn't you pick something that looks good, you know? And this one certainly fits that bill. Now let's talk about the specs. Pretty standard size and shape and weight paddle. It's going to kind of be in everybody's, you know, sweet spot of what they like to use. It's 7 3/4 ounces. It's got a carbon surface, carbon fiber surface. He calls it a 3K carbon fiber surface. I'm not sure what the 3K means, but it's supposed to be a very, very durable and hard material, which will stand up through many, many months and years, hopefully, of hard play. The other interesting thing is it comes with a handle with a grip on it, which has raised edges there, so your fingers kind of fit right in there. It gives you a very, very snug grip onto the handle. The handle is very firm too. It reminds me a lot of like a leather tennis handle for any of you guys that play tennis. It's a very firm feeling grip. If you like that, you'll love this handle. I prefer a little bit more cushion on my grip, so I will probably swap this out and put another grip wrap on there, which is really simple to do. I mean, grip wraps cost about $5-7, so not a big deal. Very easy to do. But if you like this this grip wrap, it's great as is. They also give you that little tennis rubber band thingy. Keep the grip from unraveling on top there, which is always nice. So it's 7 3/4 ounces, good solid weight, not too light, not too heavy. The core is made out of Nomex, and it's a Nomex honeycomb construction, which most paddles have that honeycomb construction. If you've ever seen the inside of it, it looks just like it sounds, like a honeycomb. And Nomex material is very, very high quality, long lasting. The paddle is 15.7 inches long. It's 7.8 inches wide, and it's 0.4 inches thick, which is a little bit on the thinner side, which gives you a little more feel to your shots. Some of the thicker paddles, you don't feel the ball as much when you connect, but the thinner paddles give you a nice feel on the ball. Now with that Nomex core, you get a very distinctive sounding hit to the ball. I left my pickleball over here. Hang with me for a second. We're coming back. We are coming back. I'd like to give you guys, show you guys how the sound is off the paddle. Sound is always an important thing to me, so it probably is to a lot of you out there, and it's got a very distinctive, kind of a loud sound, and here's how it sounds. All right, that gives you a little idea of how it sounds. A little more high pitch, louder than most paddles, but some people might like that. But what's more important is the way that it plays, and we'll talk about that in a second. I just wanted to mention that the paddle comes with a nice neoprene cover, which is a great little extra. Some people buy separate covers, cost $10-15. He throws it in for free. Fits over the paddle perfectly, keeps it from getting nicked up, and when you have a nice carbon surface like this, you want to protect it. And it's a great thing that he throws in that cover along with the paddle. So let's talk about how it plays. The power level of this paddle, I would say, is somewhere in the middle. It's not overly powerful, and it's not overly control oriented. I'm sorry about that, I had a phone call coming in. The power of the paddle is somewhere in the middle between power and control. So I think it'll work for either power players or for control players that like to do most of their damage in the kitchen, like to dink back and forth for a while. This can do both. It's just a good, solid, all-around paddle that will pretty much get you anywhere you need to go. The touch and feel is pretty nice with it. It's got a nice big sweet spot. It feels very solid and well constructed when you play with it. I think for the price point, which I believe is around $75, and it's, by the way, it's for sale only on Amazon. So go on Amazon, do a search for Corribo, Corribo, and you'll find this paddle. I believe it's around $75, but it's a very good deal if you're looking for a paddle that's good, high quality, but will last you a long time. Carbon fiber surface, you know, nice durability, good craftsmanship. Support a small family business. You know, the little guys are important to us too, and I think this paddle will do you well. If you're just looking to not break the bank and you want to get something that plays very well, I think you should check this one out. So that's about all we have for tonight. If anybody has any questions, please either ask now. I know there's not a lot of people online right now. Ask in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer. If you had any specific questions about the Corribo, I think this is a really nice paddle for the price. Plays very well, just all around solid playing paddle. I hope you get a chance to check it out, and I hope you enjoyed this this edition of Paddles on the Patio. And we'll be back with you probably next week with another review. So if there's no questions, I think we will see you next time, and thanks for watching. Take care.